We live in a large country called India. To govern this country, we need laws. This laws forms the foundation of any modern day society. To enforce such laws, we require police officers, and also their job is to safeguard the public and from threat, and they should treat them with respect. Sometimes there are police officers who use the law to misbehave with innocent citizens. Hello, this is Jerry and welcome to my video on how do you handle a police officer who misbehaves with you. In this video, I will be discussing the methods one can carry out to ensure that a police officer who misbehaves with a citizen needs to be taught a lesson. Before we begin this video, I want to mention a disclaimer that this video is only for information purposes, and if you require any specific advice, please contact a lawyer in your city. So without further talk, let's move on with the video. In this video, you will learn about 1. A brief about what is police misconduct and some examples of it. 2. Knowing your rights when you're faced with an issue of misbehavior. 3. The rights available for a citizen. 4. What are the remedies available for a victim under the Constitution? 5. Other legal remedies available for a victim. 6. How do we file a complaint about a police officer who has misbehaved? And 7. What is the punishment for police officers who have been found guilty of misconduct? 8. Whether we can file a complaint against a police officer online? And 9. Finally, I have shared a bonus tip which could be useful if all other remedies fail. So let's get deeper into the video, and please watch the video until the end for you to know all the sections that can help you to ensure that the law enforcement officers are more accountable and transparent in the action. The first question is, what is police misconduct and some examples of it? Police misconduct is where actions done by police officers are inappropriate and illegal as they perform their duty. Some of the examples are unlawful detention or arrest, use of excessive or unnecessary force, fabrication of evidence, coercion or any use of threats, and racial profiling and discrimination. The second question is, what are the individual rights of a person when a police officer misbehaves? The legal framework of India has mechanisms to prevent such misuse of power through 3 key acts, that is, Indian Penal Code, the Code of Criminal Procedure, otherwise called as CRPC, and the Protection of Human Rights Act. I will be telling you more about the list of rights in a few moments from now. So please continue to watch this video until the end. The third question is, what are the rights of a citizen? The right to fair treatment. Every individual needs to be treated fairly and with dignity. Every citizen should know the reason for their arrest. The right to be represented by a lawyer and be protected from any physical harm or mistreatment. The second right is the right to file a complaint. Victims can file a complaint with the local police station or with a magistrate. Also, there is an option to file the complaint with organizations such as National Human Rights Commission or NHRC or the State Human Rights Commission, which is SHRC. The fourth question is, what are the remedies available for a victim under the Constitution? As per Article 21, which states that no person shall be deprived regarding their personal life and liberty, and Article 22 states that any person has to know the reason for the arrest and they cannot be denied his right without consulting an advocate. The fifth question is, what are the other legal remedies available for a victim? Apart from the protection from the Constitution, victims are protected by way of initiating both civil and criminal cases against such officers. They can also file a case for compensation by initiating a civil suit and prosecute an abusive official by filing a criminal case. Also, the courts too can take up such complaints about such misconduct, and a magistrate can direct an investigation. The magistrate can also ensure that the FIR is registered. The sixth question is, how do you file a complaint about a police officer who misbehaved? To file a complaint, first, the victim needs to provide lots of details such as the time, place, and the nature of the incident. This should be accompanied by evidence such as photographs or video recording. Second, using the services of a lawyer, especially who is well versed in human rights and criminal cases, can help you. Finally, with all this evidence, the victim can approach the local police station or approach the State Human Rights Commission, the National Human Rights Commission, or file a complaint directly with a magistrate. The seventh question is, what is the punishment for a police officer who has been found guilty of misconduct? Let me introduce you to the Police Act of 1871, which specifies the various punishments for misbehavior by police officers. For example, just to quote a few sections. Section 7 provides details about the police officer's appointment or dismissal of those inferior officers. Section 29 prescribes a penalty for neglecting the duty, which includes imprisonment for a month or with a fine. Punishing such inferior officers can only be done after conducting an internal inquiry. The order passed by the interdisciplinary authority can be appealed by the accused police officer before the High Court or the Supreme Court. But there's a question. It remains as to what can a court do to interfere with the orders passed by a committee? Really, it's a question. The eighth question is whether we can file a complaint against a police officer online. To answer this question, I can provide you with two ways of filing a complaint, which can be offline and online. Let's find out the offline mode first. The victim needs to approach the local police station to file the complaint. In case the complaint is made orally, the station officer or the SHO will write the complaint down and obtain the signature of the victim. The complaint can be written in a local language and in English. In case the complaint is not a cognizable offence, the station master will refer the complaint to the court under section 155 of the CRPC. So, for those who want to know what is a cognizable offence, I'll just give a brief idea of it. It means a more serious offences like murder, rape, theft, etc. In case the complaint is received in writing, the station officer will provide an acknowledgement of the same in Form 76A. The second is, let's move to the online mode of filing complaints. Actually, there is no specific website created to file a complaint against inferior officers. But again, this differs from state to state. For example, in Karnataka, one can call the number as 1902 or file a complaint online. The link to the website I have provided in the description below. So just check it. Alternatively, one can also send an email to the Superintendent of Police. Or if you do not receive a favorable response from the SP, then you can lodge a complaint by visiting the website of the State Human Rights Commission. So to answer the question whether we can file a complaint online, it will be no, because I have done it personally. Offline mode is always better. You get to meet the Superintendent of Police in person and hand over a complaint, and it is really effective. Before closing this video, I wanted to quote a saying: no one is above the law, and everyone has to be treated equally before the eyes of the law. So, if any person is faced with issues with police officers who are abusive and falsely harassing you, you need to keep these steps in mind. So, no one can deny a freedom of personal liberty and life. Here's a bonus tip which I have told you before. Apart from what I have said before, there is also a provision under the Constitution, under Article 226, to file a writ petition before the High Court. Police officers have to follow the guidelines provided by the law, which creates a level of transparency and also gives faith in the public in such enforcement officers or authorities. If you like this video, do hit the like button and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for further updates on the law and your rights in order to stay safe. Take care and bye-bye.